Did you hear about that whole thing about the MOMO thing?
Oh yeah,
That's
man.
just in the back of my head this whole time. Like, what do you think of all that, man?
I don't get it though. It's this Momo thing is it comes up in kids videos, like they edit it in,
So
or is it like
supposedly,
third party videos who take the video from the actual platform and then edit this in
supposedly it was a hoax.
a hoax?
Yeah, but I'm not sure because I looked it up on Wikipedia earlier. Supposedly
Yeah.
it was a hoax. I think I have the thing right here. I don't know. No, I don't. But yeah, supposedly it's a hoax. That I don't know. But the whole thing, it's just, if anything, this kind of just shows you how potentially harmful a site like YouTube could be for younger audiences. You know, because back then, I mean, you had to rely on like bigger networks like Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network to filter out all the bullshit. You know, and put only the stuff that is kid friendly. You know. And now anyone could upload anything on YouTube. So anyone could put something out there that makes it look like it's for kids, and then it's not. And I definitely noticed that with my smallest brother. He's like 7 years old, right? And he was watching this one video. I think he had to do something with like Spider-Man. But I kept hearing like curse words. I'm like, what are you watching? And he's like, I'm watching Spider-Man. And I'm like, why the fuck are they cursing, you know?
Yeah, man. People really have to be careful with the content that their children are consuming.
Yeah.
Because this then reflects in their overall personal character, and in school, like you'll hear about kids acting up and the parents don't know why.
Yeah.
I mean, you should really check what your kid is watching
It's
on YouTube.
hard to
you know?
monitor what's going on with like with what your kid's watching, because you have to keep up with the technology. First of all, you have to know what apps they're using. If they're not using YouTube, they're probably using something else, you know. And they have to keep up with like their history and check what they've been watching, and decipher whether what they're watching is actually good or not, or like bad for them or not. And
Yeah,
it's just harder. But back then it was much easier because
there's so much access to information that, and kids nowadays they really know how to access that, you know.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And for parents, especially older parents who are not that inclined towards knowing how to use technology, it could be tough, you know.
Yeah, very tough for those kinds of parents that just don't want to deal with like smartphones or like social media or anything like that. Like, it's even harder for them to monitor their children, you know.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, like I said, back then you'd rely on these big networks to filter out the stuff that's not kid friendly, you know. And those companies, those corporations, I mean, their reputation was at stake if anything like that got through, you know. So they had to really protect what they were putting out there. Now, if you post something on YouTube that's aimed, whose target audience is for children, but it's definitely not child friendly, then it could be very detrimental to the kid, you know. And those YouTubers have nothing to lose.
Yeah, but overall, I feel this Momo thing, even if it was a hoax, it really opened the eyes of many parents.
I mean, people got scared, dude.
Yeah, it really like pushed many parents to really consider what content their kids are consuming. You know, there's so much shit out there that you don't know. But like I said, even if this was a hoax, the benefit that we could take from it is a lot of people became aware. You know.
Yeah, people got scared, man. People were posting. People were like retweeting. People were, you know, putting this out there, like to be aware of this whole thing that was going on. And I was like, oh shit, what is this? You know, it quickly became a meme though.
Yeah, but the way it was marketed at first, though, it really caught people's attention.
Yeah, man, people were like...
The fact that it had, like, this hypnosis-type background, and then this face comes out, and it's telling you, oh, it's Momo, you know, go get the sharpest object and cut. Like, that's just fucking creepy, you know? And kids who are easily influenced, especially younger kids, seeing this and basically being hypnotized, that's just scary, man.
Yeah, I mean, especially if it's your kid, you know, and they're telling, oh, you know, get the parents. And it's like, that's scary. If you're a parent, the last thing you want is for something like that to happen, because those kinds of things have happened in the history, in history, you know?
Yeah.
It's
but it's a meme now?
It's a meme now. They're making, like, memes that, it's just dumb. Like, it's crazy how fast something so serious could turn into something like a meme.
Yeah.
Anything that could happen in politics could basically be turned into a meme if it's serious enough.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been discussing that in my class for democracy, the concept of fake news.
Yeah.
And the benefits and the side effects from fake news. But I feel that the fact that people are out here trying to truly figure out what's real and what's not, is good, you know? Like we were able to debunk, well, not we, but people were able to debunk this Momo shit pretty fast.
Yeah.
But we were still able to benefit from it since people became aware of the threats that are out there towards their children. So yeah, it's cool.
It's a weird time, man. There's these threats coming into social media, and then all this mass confusion because of social media too, with the political spectrum, and it's a weird time that we're living in. We don't, oftentimes when we're going by our day-to-day lives, we don't think of our place in history, you know? And when we go into history classes, we kind of, we're kind of so far removed away from history that we don't think that those kinds of things actually happen, you know? We think of it more as a story, you know? The thing is that our time is also going to be documented in a history book someday, and they're going to look back, and they're going to be so far removed, but for us, it's what we live today, you know? It's crazy that we don't consider our place in history, and our place in history is basically going to say this was a time of polarization, political divide, vast new technologies that amplified speech and caused this disarray in politics.
I feel you could also add